What is going on, my poor people? There's nothing more terrifying than hitting the go live button because you can't turn back. How's everybody doing? I see we got a couple people in here. A little bit of a different setup than the last time I did this, which was like, what, a month ago? I've forgotten everything I've learned since that last time. But we got a few little new pieces of gear here. In fact, let me get this going. See, this is how rust I am, but it's good to see you. Is it still the dog pound? You can say if you want to. I got no problems with that. So we're gonna get a few things going here because me being the professional on top of my game, didn't have one of my cameras turned on. That just goes to show you what you are in for here today. How's everybody doing? It's 11 billion degrees outside, and we're making spicy food because I'm a glutton for punishment. I don't care what time of the year it is. I'm gonna make spicy foods. You like poor people? Appreciate it. Poor folk is more like after we get a couple drinks in us, then I'll probably start saying that because then like my country accent will start coming out and everything. But poor people just, maybe it's the alliteration or something like that. I don't know. So let's get ourselves up and running. You guys get to see a peek behind the curtain of how I get all this together. And then I'll tell you how I screwed everything up. And I was supposed to have a whole different video today, y'all. Supposed to have a whole different video. It's going to be Southern chicken and rice because it's like family reunion season in North Carolina because Labor Day is coming up. And it just reminds me of my childhood. So I was like, oh, bet, I'll make this recipe. And I shot the whole thing. It was delicious. It was very instructional. You're going to see a piece of my childhood. And if you've never had Southern chicken and rice, it's served as a side dish, but it's really a main, but we serve it as a side dish. Like, it's hearty as hell. It's delicious. And so I was excited about it. I nailed the recipe, and then for whatever reason, I didn't transfer the footage. Didn't put it on my hard drive. Broke my normal protocol, which is break all this down, take the cards up, transfer the footage, double check it, back it up. Didn't do none of that. Not a single bit of that happened. And then I ended up taking the cards and using it for another shoot. And then when I went back to edit the episode, I found out that it was no longer there. So there was supposed to be a video today, and now it's this. Now it's me here begging for your mercy. So give me 1 second. I have to go underneath here to turn on the last bit of piece of the kitchen. So this is different from where you've seen pretty much all the Poor Choices videos. I just moved here in the end of March. Kind of a similar setup, but different. Yes, different location. And hey, my day's going great. Even though I lost the footage, you know, I get to spend time with you all, which is actually something I wanted to do. And this is just, you know, me just trying to add different elements to the channel. Obviously, we have the short, 4 to 10 minute videos. They're like high cinematic value or whatnot. We'll have these lives. And then I'm thinking about trying to do some cook along with me's where all the fluff is gone and I'm just talking and cooking in real time. It'll be like 30-minute meals. And you can just pop me on or we can cook together and I'll talk you through all this stuff. A bunch of different ideas to kind of keep the channel fresh and put out more content without burning myself out. So let's see if we're up and running, y'all. Well, I appreciate you coming through, Epi. Epi, let me know. All right, let's see. So we got this camera. Then we've got this camera. Look at that. We've got that camera. All right, I think we're cooking with gas now. Now, the other question is how long are these batteries going to last? That is the really, really big question. So we're gonna find out. So let's start, as they say in the biz, sucking that juice. They don't say that, but I'm gonna start it. All right, now we're up and running. Everything that should have been done before I hit the live button is now done. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I'm gonna show you all what we're gonna make today, and just understand that we are going to hear a lot of me butchering words. I'm a well-read person. So this is what we're making today. I've actually made this before, but we're gonna make it a little bit fancy. This is a gochujang, said it right, cream pasta. In this picture, which I shot like 2 weeks ago, I did it with ground pork, but today we're gonna be using pork belly because why not? And a little FYI for all of you out there in these crazy inflated times. Beef is crazy high. Beef is like $12 now, or at least out here where I live in Los Angeles. Chicken, I feel like it still stayed high, but pork specifically ground pork, has still stayed really cheap. A lot of people don't buy ground pork, and it's like $4.99 a pound. It's 90/10, so it's very lean. It's got its own already saltiness to it, so it's got full of flavor. It's easy to cook. You can cook it just like any other protein. So if you're trying to save some money at the grocery store, ground pork is the way to go. I use it all the time. And that's why I used it in that last recipe, and I was like, oh, I gotta take it up with some pork belly. So, hey, can you all hear me? Hey, perfect, there we go. All right. Sorry, I had to see my little things popping up and down. So let's get this picture out here because I'm so hungry. My mouth is watering. My mouth is watering. And one other piece of housekeeping. I'm waiting on a couch to be delivered. It was supposed to be delivered tomorrow, and then it got moved up to this morning. And as of right now, when I've been tracking on FedEx, this person's been driving around all day, delivering everyone else except for me. So I may have to step away for a second to grab this couch off of my front stoop, but I'll put my little be right back thing up. It should take me all of 5 seconds, but I was trying to hopefully hold this off until the FedEx truck pulled up. Hopefully, knowing my luck, they won't pull up while I'm in the middle of a very crucial time-sensitive task. So, yeah, couch receiving stream. Hey, maybe I'll get, actually, no, I can't show it to you. I bought it off Wayfair. It's going upstairs, so it's going to sit right here in this living room, right off camera, until I find the opportunity to take it up. And yes, you're right. It's going to absolutely show up the second I just put the pasta in there. And it's not going to be like a quick, like, oh, let me just grab this in. Like, it's going to be probably on a pallet, or I might have to sign something. Or it's going to be something really stupid that I have to do in order to retrieve this couch. Just FYI, and I'm looking forward to it. So, as with most of these Poor Choices episodes, we got to start with the drink. Now, I don't have a name for this drink, but I know it goes really, really well with this recipe. So, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna make today. Look at this, Food Network, as you said, pointed out, Food Network levels of production. Bam, we're going here. We've got our drink here. We need to get some ice. Let me go grab some ice. I'm just gonna pop it in here. So you all get to see my cutting board for right now. That was too much ice. All right, so we have got some ice here. We got some ice here. And we're gonna go in some bourbon. I've got some bullet bourbon here. This is actually a really, really simple recipe. It's just gonna be bourbon and ginger beer. So if you've got that on hand right now, please pour up, or pour anything up with me. And you know, we can toast together before we get cracking on this recipe. And even though I said this recipe is spicy, it's not that spicy. Like you can make it spicy if you want to. Ooh, yeah, ASMR right there, huh? You can make it spicy if you want to, but it's not gonna burn your mouth. It's not like cucumbers and cool things that you would have on a hot summer day when it's almost 90 degrees. No, you're definitely not too late. I'm right here. We're just messing around. And I've got my chat in a place that I can actually read, which is great. This is fantastic. I get to interact with you all, and you all get to interact with me. It's been a while. You know, last time I was here, I checked up on you all, because it's been a very long time since Funhouse closed down, and I wanted to see how you all were doing. And I thought this would be great to get back in touch with you all, because some of you were like, oh, I want to see your face on the videos anymore. And I was like, I want to do it, but this time doesn't permit me. So this is for me to get my face in. Now you can see, here's my face. I let my beard grow up high. I'm sure you've noticed I don't have locks anymore. They're getting crazy. But here we are. All right, so cheers to you all. Again, bourbon, ginger beer. This is Fever Tree, which actually is one of my favorite ginger beers. Like, even without a cocktail, I would still drink this because it's a very, very bold ginger ale. So cheers to you all. Lawrence has the right idea. It is TGIF. Drop your favorite TGIF show in the chat if you were alive during the TGIF days. I'm just going to go ahead and say Family Matters, but a lot of you might say Full House. Or was it Step by Step? There was a fourth show, but I don't remember what it was. That one might have been like the changing out one, but definitely was Family Matters for me. So for those of you who just arrived, I'm just going to show you one more time because we're going to start prepping this stuff. What we are making today, Boy Meets World. I forgot about that one. That was a great one. That was a very great one. I'm going to show you what we're making again one more time so you can be as hungry as I am. Again, gochujang. It's like a Korean Alfredo, and then we're going to be putting some pork belly on it. Speaking of the pork belly, let me go retrieve it out of the thing. Hey, by the way, I do have pants on, okay? I have shorts. But as I said, it's hot. It's like 11 billion degrees outside. So we're gonna show you what we're cooking with today. This is thin. This is not thin slice. This is premium. Just because it says premium. This is premium pork belly that has already been sliced. If you're unfamiliar with pork belly, it's bacon. But this is thick, thicker than that Farmer John's thick. This is like thick, like 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe even thicker. We're gonna be cooking with this today. I wanna go ahead and get it out of the package because I wanna start our marinade because that's gonna take about 15 minutes or so. But then the rest is like, hey, I wanna sing along with you, sorry. I'm so easily distracted. I was about to start singing day by day. This recipe goes together in like 45 minutes and half of that is just the marinating. So let's get over here to camera dos. Oh, I had Urkel's pull string doll as well. Funny fact, I guess this is kind of a brag name dropping, but Jalil White is a fan of my sketch comedy group. When we came out to LA, we got the chance to meet him and it was so dope. And it took everything in my power to not tell him how big of a fan of his I was back in the day. At that time, this is like 2009, like he did not want to hear anything that even rhymed with Urkel. So I had to really, really fight hard to not tell him that I had his doll and everything. And I ended up telling him I had his doll. We were drunk as shit at a Christmas party. But just out of respect, when I first met him, it was like, hey, man, it's such an honor to meet you. Like, you know, you were like literally the biggest pop star, not big pop star, one of the most popular people in the 90s along with all your pop stars. Like the 90s was a great time to be famous. What a time to be famous. But that was really cool just meeting him. And that was one of those cases where meeting your childhood hero is not depressing. So we're gonna go back to this pork belly. And yes, it looks just like bacon, but look how thick that is. That is crazy. That is way thicker than a number 2 pencil. All right. And this is about a pound, maybe a little over a pound. That's about all we need. And what we're making today really serves about 3 people. So we really don't need to marinate like 3 of these, but I may marinate all of them just for the sake of like, I'm going to eat it afterwards. Like who does not eat leftover bacon? What a crime. Anyways, let's get this marinade together. So there you go. Fucking with the autofocus. We're getting all sorts of sounds and things here together. So normally I mise en place or whatever. Like I have all my stuff already chopped up and whatnot, but I'm not gonna do that today because I want to spend more time with you all before this couch crashes this stream. So we're gonna cut everything together, although it's not that hard. I'm gonna give you measurements, but you're probably not gonna see me measure. Sorry, burping because of the bourbon and the ginger beer. This is one of those recipes. Oh, I forgot one thing for the ginger beer. Stick a pin in it. This is one of those recipes that is like really, you can't do too much of one thing because all the flavors just come together so well. Going back to the thing that I just stuck a pin in. One thing I forgot, if you really want to liven this drink up, the ginger beer and the bourbon, a little bit of lime juice, just a squeeze. I forgot that. I knew I was missing something, and then it caught my eye at the last second. And hey, warm beers, I'm glad you made my healthy lasagna, man. Like, that's one of my favorite ones to make. It's so easy, and there's, like, weirdly enough, that video has the most, like, toxic people commenting on it because everyone's, like, a stickler down to the gram. Like, oh, did you add the onion powder to the calories? No, I didn't add the 1 calorie of the onion powder to that. If you want to add that in, you can. Or people not understanding that, hey, this spaghetti sauce, marinara sauce may have a different calorie or carb content than this one. So just get the healthiest one. I'm giving you like a ballpark, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. I should make that one soon because I need to get back into meal prepping because this weight has not been getting off. Stress, life stress. What we got going on? But does anyone know how thick pork has to be to cross from bacon to pork belly? Let's find out. Oh, there's a fly in here. Better not get in my drink. Let's find out. So we have the pork belly. And honestly, this bacon probably is on its last day, so we can do this little experiment. We have pork belly here. And really, like, so honestly, pork belly is, this is pre-sliced, I would say. Like, my intention really was to take a whole pork belly and just like braise it and then break it down. But when I saw it was already sliced, I was like, oh, this would be cool for like the plating and whatnot. So to say how thin does it have to be, like, I think when it's whole, it is just pork belly, and what you do with it afterwards determines what it becomes. So bacon is its thinly sliced cousin. What up? What up, everybody? Listen, I'm learning how to get better at this. As long as I've live streamed, I've never had to do it solo. I've always had other people calling out comments for me. So let's see here, without ruining things. All right, so we got the bacon fat. Sorry, we got the pork belly here. And again, this is just sliced already. And then here is bacon that is called bacon, and it's obviously much thinner, but its intention is to be bacon. If that makes any sense, I hope I'm making sense with this. So there's not necessarily, it's just what you do with the pork belly afterwards, but this is what we're working with today, and this is going to get thrown out. Actually, no, I think it's got one more day usage out of it, and then it's probably no good. So back into the packaging it goes. Don't worry, folks, we're gonna wipe down our surfaces. This is what it's called, a bourbon buck? Okay, good to know. When I was just doing research on just like things that would go well with this, obviously soju was one, but I didn't have time to run out and get some soju. But it was just like, oh, a bourbon and ginger beer. I was like, okay, cool. And then right before the stream came on, I was like, what's the name of it? So bourbon buck, that's great to know. I'll make sure I put that in the description when all this stuff gets put down there. Hey, how often do I switch up my recipe when I find a better option? Depends. Certain things I never make the same twice, just I get bored. I'm always like to find a recipe, like I'm on Reddit, I'm on YouTube, I'm on all the food blogs, I'm on Food Network, Cooking, New York Times Cooking, I'll hit up ChatGPT, like I do all this stuff and I try to find the things that they all have in common to triangulate, like, okay, what is the recipe at heart? And then I start trying to pull in other things that I just personally like. That's kind of what you're getting into when you are following like cooking people, is like really kind of their taste. So hopefully you all like my taste thus far. And then from there, I'll usually then hop back on YouTube, and because I like to see how people teach, like the lessons like that. Like that would be really helpful for me to be able to convey that information to you. So goes in, and I could change a recipe up like a ton of times. Like I landed on a pork belly just because I knew it would be fun to plate, because I know some of you wanted to see like just some plating things. But originally it was going to be some braised pork shoulder that I was going to do. Then it jumped around to a whole bunch of different things, and finally it was marinated pork belly. So that's kind of what's going on here. I'm gonna try to get through all the comments before I jump into things. Hey, what's good, Jason C? Hey, listen, I'm hoping to do a lot more of these things, and just in case you're wondering what's on the recipe on the menu today, with my ADD self, we're making this gochujang cream pasta. It's like Korean Alfredo pasta with some pork belly. This is what I actually made like a week ago, and we're going to make it even better today. So let's jump into this marinade, because I got my water boiling back there. It is really hot in here. I'm starting to sweat. So let's get moving before this couch gets delivered and ruins all our progress. All right, so let's come on over here. Let me pull up my notes. Oh, that's not how you pull up your notes. There we go. I'm a professional, y'all. All right, so for this marinade, we're gonna start with, and actually, hold on. Let me do something that I really enjoy doing. This is how geeky I am. This is the marinade. Bam, look at that. Look at that, y'all. Yeah, all right, we're adding all this stuff into there. Very, very simple recipe. Let me move my drink out the way. Let me check it for poison. All right, we're looking pretty good here. We're looking pretty good. Let me actually just move this out of the way so that I can see, because currently I cannot see. There we be. Look at, yes, the overlays. I tried to make these animated, but it would not let me because it was a hating piece of hardware. All right, So we're gonna go in with a tablespoon of soy sauce. And I am literally eyeballing all this. Feels about like a tablespoon. And we got a tablespoon of rice vinegar. I guess I could show you all what these look like. Rice vinegar right there. Oop, that was probably more than a tablespoon, but it's okay. If I need to balance it back out, I can, and I shall. We'll do about a teaspoon of brown, no, actually we're gonna go with gochujang. All right, so real quick. I'm angry with y'all because last time I used gochujang, no one told me that it has a really great time ravaging your stomach, like almost immediately. I didn't know that. Especially the more you use. Now, the amount we're using today, not gonna do that. But the amount that I use in the meatball recipe definitely did that. And no one told me that until maybe like a week later, someone dropped in the comments like, oh, your stomach is wrecked. And it was. So I'm gonna blame that on you all and not me. I'm gonna pass the buck to you. Back to this. Back to this. So we're only using, what is it, 1 teaspoon. Yes, 1 teaspoon. I think this is probably the one thing you actually do kind of want to get down. And don't be afraid. What up, FW heck? Don't be afraid of it, even though I said, like, my stomach's sensitive to everything. All right, we're gonna go in with 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Now, I wish I could put a picture of the dish we're making. That would be great. Just regular brown sugar. Let's go a little bit more because I want this kind of sweet. A lot of ASMR going on here. We need a teaspoon of honey. And this is just the marinade, and the beauty of this is, like, you know, we only need 15 to 30 minutes for this marinade to really do its thing. If you want to go longer, you can, but you don't have to. I want this to be more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, this is something you can impress people with, but it don't take a long time to do. Like, it just inherently has so much good flavors going on with it that this is definitely like, oh, date number 3, they're coming over. Bam, this is what I'm bringing out. Show you how cultured I am with your uncultured ass. So we're going back in with this. What did we just put in there? We did the honey. We're gonna use a ½ teaspoon of white miso paste. Can't even say it. Now, I've actually never cooked with this before, but I am very familiar with miso, salmon and whatnot. So we're gonna go in with ½ teaspoon, I said? All right, let's see how this pours out. Okay. Nope, that was more than ½ teaspoon, but it's fine. Measurements are just suggestions, if you haven't learned that by now. A clove of garlic minced. All right, so let's talk real quick, because I know some of you are going to do this. I have no problem with garlic. That's the garlic that comes in a jar. I use it every now and then, but it's a very different garlic taste than the garlic that we're looking for. Think about like apples, and then the candy flavor. Like, both have their purpose, but they're very different. So with garlic, I would just say avoid the garlic stuff, but you can use pre-peeled garlic. I have no problem with that. The fresher the better, obviously, but we're gonna do something here to help wake up the garlic flavor. And all that we're gonna do, where's my grater at? We're gonna do grating. John, good gracious, talk, John. We're gonna grate this garlic, because the more you agitate the garlic, the more it's going to have a stronger flavor. So on top of grating it, you can insult it, you can talk about its mom, you can do whatever you want. Also with the peeled garlic, make sure it actually is peeled. Sometimes it escapes the peeling process. And garlic paste, yeah, you can use garlic paste too. Like, if I had some roasted garlic paste, which is what my go-to is usually for garlic paste, I would. It's just a preference thing. I don't have a true consistent reason why I do one way or the other than I just want to grate it, because, again, breaking it down like this is going to really intensify the garlic flavor. And that's just what I prefer today. There may be some days where I do just want to do garlic paste. So we're grating it, and then we're just gonna, and there, very simple marinade. I low-key want to put 2 garlic cloves in there, but I'm not. I'm going to discipline myself as best as I can. Where's my trash can at? Over here. What we got next? Then we need some ginger. So here's the cool thing about ginger. Normally we do the spoon trick where you would just, scrape it and get the skin off and then you would grate it. But because we're grating it, we don't need to take the skin off. If we were chopping this or peeling this or whatever it is, let me put this back up here. Then we would want to get that skin off, but we don't need to do that here, which is awesome sauce. All right, what did I say? Half a teaspoon? Cool. Definitely gonna end up doing more than that. Just run it over your microplane. How much is it? Nah, we need a little bit more. I love ginger. I love ginger ale. I love ginger on my sushi. I love ginger in my poke bowl. All right, there we go. All that grating just to get half a teaspoon. Here we are. I know, I really do want to put another piece. I think I might do it. We're gonna see. We're gonna do a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. Now, I will say that toasted sesame oil is pretty strong. So if you're not good at eyeballing, I would perhaps actually measure that because it can be very overpowering. And then lastly, a pinch of something that I probably am going to butcher. Is it gochujang? Who knows Korean in the chat? Is it even Korean? Let me put it over here where you can actually see it. This is just some chili flakes, or chili powder in this case. We're just gonna put a little pinch of it in here. Just add a little bit of heat. And one more, there we go. That was our pinch. And I'm gonna give into my desires. And I'm gonna come back and we're gonna grate this. One more piece of garlic. Because why not, right? It's time for me to get a new microplane. And hey, at some point, I'm gonna tell you guys, actually, I'm gonna ask you all, so obviously every channel has its stuff behind the paywall and support this and support that. And I greatly appreciate everything you all have been doing for me so far because I have not really been doing anything other than using your money to buy and upgrade stuff for the show, which is awesome. But if you have suggestions of just things that you're like, hey, this would be worth it as a member, please let me know. I have to still set up, I think, the super chat stuff and whatever, all the things we used to do for Funhouse. I have not gotten here yet because I've still been trying to get the tech stuff down, but just let me know. It would be really helpful. I would love to make Poor Choices just a full-time venture and just, use everything that you all are giving me, putting it back into this so it can help you. So in a way, you're paying yourselves, but you're still doing all the work because you're cooking. So we're gonna get this together and we're just going to mix it up. Now this marinade doesn't make a lot. If you want to double and triple things, you can. But this isn't like a marinade where, everything's gonna kind of sit in here and be submerged and all that. Even if you can see, it's not making a ton of it. But if we wanna, double up, go for it. This should actually be enough to coat our 3 or so pieces of pork belly that we're gonna put in here. So I'm gonna look at the marbling of all of these. These are actually pretty fatty pieces. The red is obviously the meat part and the white is the fat. These are super fatty. So I wanna kind of get, this one right here has got a good little marbling on it, good little strip. There we go. Act like you can see the camera, John. So I'm gonna use that one. This one also has a nice little strip on it. I'll go with that one. And just if you wanna see what exactly I'm talking about, so again, this one is a lot of just all fat. And see, at least this one over here has the little racing stripe down it. Just more red. I'm gonna talk like a child, more red. This is more white. We want more red. And this other piece, still not as much as you can see as this. I just wanna get a good ratio. Fat is flavor, so we do want that. But I don't want just pure fat because I will fall asleep. I'll fall asleep on you all. So let me wash my hands real fast so you can all see my calf muscles. Calf muscles that have not been to the gym in about a week and a half. Man, I'm about to really turn this thing around because fall is like my weakest time of the year where I just start packing on the pounds. And with just new work and everything, it is, it's been hard to get to the gym, but I really need to get my discipline back in order as I sit here and get ready to make this pretty fattening dinner with you all and have some drinks. But I will tell you this, being newly 40, man, it is hard. It is hard. So many times I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I kind of just want to like, I should work out, I should eat something healthy like a salad or something. And then I'm like, well, you're grown, John, do whatever you want. And I end up doing whatever I want and I pay the price. So we're gonna mix this up real quick. I hope you enjoyed that slurping. Let me grab these gloves. And the gloves are not a mandatory thing. Oh, I think I'm out of gloves. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Let me see if I put them over here. Yes, this is a corner that you can go to. All right, we're gonna work with this. The reason why I'm using the gloves is because I wear contacts and there is chili flakes in here. And as I say, anytime I'm using any type of like pepper, you do not want to touch your eyeball or get anywhere near it with anything that has peppers. So we're just going to first turn this to 2. We're just going to get everything just covered. It's very, very simple. Make sure all the nooks and crannies and nooks are covered in that wonderful marinade. It smells amazing. I can smell the sesame oil. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I'll do because the cook-alongs don't require a lot of touch. Still the same amount of effort, but like I don't have to go back and add a voiceover and do all the things. Like we can just do it in real time. So maybe that is something that I put behind to remember, just to make it worth it. You know, I want you, especially in these times in this economy, I don't want you to feel like you're just throwing your money into the wind and getting nothing back. So that's our marinated pork. And honestly, what I'm gonna do is, because we're really only gonna marinate this for 15 minutes, I'm going to set my timer. I'm not going to put it back in the fridge. I don't mind it being chilling here in this bowl. So it's going to sit here to the side for just a little bit. I'm just going to put it over here. And I am going to cover it with a paper towel because there was a fly in here earlier. And as much as I would love to shoot it on stream, I'm going to show mercy and restraint today. So what's happening, we only have a few things that we need to prep as far as the actual pasta and the sauces and things go itself. I'm going to bring that up. So here's all the stuff that's going to be going into the, I need to learn how to step left or right, into it. So we're going to have some bucatini. If you've never used bucatini before, and you can use any pasta, you can use rigatoni, you can use feta, linguinis, anything. But with this, let's see, this is like spaghetti, but it's got a hole in it. You can't see that. Let's try the other camera. This is like spaghetti, but it's got a hole in it. You still can't see it. But bucatini is fancy. You've probably seen it in the Olive Garden commercials lately. It's awesome because what it can do is it can catch sauces kind of on the inside, but also when you boil it. You know, when you're boiling your pasta, this is like the only time to get flavor inside the pasta, which is why I always tell you to salt your water like it's the ocean. And so that water does find a way to kind of get in here because this will expand. And it's really dope. It's a good chewing experience. Of course, all pastas really taste the same. It's just they do different things. They have different utilities. They either catch sauces really well, or they just provide some type of chewing experience that you're going to really, really enjoy. So we're going with bucatini today because it's fancy. You can twirl it. You can do all sorts of things with it, but feel free to use any pasta that you want. In a pinch, I would have probably gone with rigatoni just because it's like giant bucatini, but shorter. It's those big noodles with a hole in the middle, and you just pop it in there and you're good to go. It's all delicious. All right, what are we doing now? We're gonna do a little bit of prep work. So let's get back to here. We are just going to first dice up a shallot. If you've never used a shallot before, welcome to Poor Choices, where I use shallots all the time. Which one of these shallots was the one I was gonna use? I'm gonna use this one. It's just, you know, like a small onion. But the beauty of it is good. It's like the best of all the onions, the red onions, the white onions, the yellow onions. It's delicious cooked. It is delicious raw, like if you want to put it in a salad. I don't want to do this. Do it like this. You can make it crispy, Like this dish could actually use crispy shallots. You would just put it in some oil and just give like a light little fry. So many uses of it that you can do. And so I always use a shallot whenever I can. And you just cut it like an onion. So see, we just got it out of its paper. And for this, let's see. Yeah, we'll take that layer off. For this, I want to do as fine of a dice as I can. Just because I want this to kind of melt. Sorry, I'll keep going back to the trash because I keep forgetting to bring my trash can over here. I want this to kind of melt into the dish. So we can take this down for right now. Just so you can actually see, because I know me, I'm gonna move everything around. So we're just gonna do some finely, and I will try to claw this up. Sorry. Ooh, little flake got in my throat. People always criticize me for not doing the claw, and I try to do it, but man, I hate it. So all we did, we just cut down some lines here, and then we're just gonna take our knife, and as finely as we can. Boom. If we want to, we can go back over it with another fine dice, but I think that's pretty fine. I don't mind a few little, oh yes, water hydration, a few little chunks of onion in there. And yes, if you ever had a bomb-ass onion, you've probably had shallot. A lot of restaurants will use shallots because it just makes things feel fancy. I didn't really need this big of a cup, but we're gonna use it anyways. Butter, shallots, salt. That is every restaurant's secret, as someone who has only ever worked at a pretzel kiosk. I love getting asked, do I have any culinary school training? I'm like, nope. I'm just a home cook who wants to make other people feel more confident in the kitchen. That is the whole purpose of Poor Choices Kitchen, was just to get people to not be so afraid of the kitchen. And a little liquid courage can make you do a lot of things. So we've got this, let me just make sure, all right. And this was just one shallot. Now shallots come in different sizes. So I always grab two, depending on, well, if I'm Instacarting, I always grab two because you never know which type of shallots you're gonna grab. But I sometimes always grab 2 pieces of produce anyways, because you never want to find out that your produce is bad. I've had many a bad onion or potato. Sorry, we're not wasting any food here. Not on this show. So that's our shallot. We've got that prepared. What else do we need for this fine dinner as you all are watching me cook? I don't even know how many people are in here because I have so many different tabs open. Let's see. All right, what we got going on next here? Okay, we need 3 cloves of garlic, minced or grated. I'm gonna go ahead and just grate these. I'm actually gonna do it in this. Again, going back to the same thing we just did before. Where my garlics at? 3 or 4. Actually, you know what? Let's mince this because I like introducing people to tools that they may not have ever used before. So if you don't have an actual garlic press like this, let me take this down. Nope, not that button. This is a garlic press. It's awesome. You pop the garlic in here, squeeze it. You don't have to take out the paper. It'll squeeze it out of the paper and through these little grates. That's if you don't feel confident about mincing this up yourself with a knife. And again, this is me trying to convince you not to buy the garlic. So all I want to do for this garlic, and I don't think you really have to do this, but I like to do it. Excuse me, heartburn. See a little, let's see if it can do this without messing it up. See how little stem is kind of there at the end, this little brown part? All I'm doing is just cutting it off. It serves no purpose. It's a nitpicky thing. I feel like most people probably don't care, but Tupac cares if nobody else cares. And so does John. So we're gonna take that off. I'm gonna go with 3, boom. And then because these aren't huge pieces of garlic, what we can do, man, we're doing so good. The FedEx guy has not showed up yet. Man, we might be able to make it through here. I'm gonna put all 3 pieces of garlic in there, and we're just going to squeeze like that. Take our knife, and voila, we're good. Now, there's still some garlic here and stuff. We want all of this, some garlic inside. And again, you don't have to take the garlic out of the paper. it will squeeze it right out, but it will be a little bit more difficult to clean up. So that is just my FYI to you. And that is our garlic. Look how fast that went, my friends. I'm gonna buy a little miniature trash can so you don't have to keep watching me disappear. What else? Don't jinx it. I know. I'm kind of curious to look on my phone and see where the tracking says he is, but literally been in this area all day. Hopefully Brandon, the FedEx guy, will show up soon, because I've memorized his name. I know everything about him. All right, what else do we need? Okay, we're gonna actually just put all these other things in one place because they're gonna kind of go in together. So we need our, let me actually double check. Right, I think it's the gochujang. That's right, John, make notes, and then, yep, gochujang soy sauce and the honey. Cool. I'm glad I put this in order because I would absolutely be demolishing this. So gochujang is happening here. We're gonna go 2 tablespoons, and I'm just gonna go hot, that feels like a tablespoon, and then hot, that feels like a tablespoon. My system is perfect, it's flawless. 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. What I like to do sometimes, well, first of all, it's so inappropriate what I just did with those shapes, but I usually take the crevices and try to use that. So that feels like a teaspoon, and that feels a little bit more than a teaspoon, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. And then lastly, we need what? Half teaspoon of honey. You could go sugar. Let me bring this back up. You could go sugar, but honey just feels right for this recipe. So I'm gonna go for half a teaspoon, or what I think is half a teaspoon. Yeah, about like that, right? So this is good just to pop in whenever we're ready. We'll scrape it out. And then we need a half cup of heavy cream. What are we doing? 5 minutes left on our marinade. Look at this, y'all. We are doing really well. And by y'all, I mean all of us. We're all doing this together. You cook this. You have full permission to take my picture afterwards and say you made this. Or tell people I ate this. Whatever you want, it's yours because you are sitting here through my nonsense. All right, quick drink break. Again, bourbon, ginger beer, lime juice, delicious. I actually think it does a really good job offsetting the spiciness. So we got that half cup of cream. And then the last thing we're gonna need is just some unsalted butter. But that's for later on. Same thing with the pasta water and the rice vinegar, or you can use lime juice and salt and pepper to taste. So I think we're in a pretty good place. What did you drink? Oh, you drank this at least. Yes, that's right. Whatever I did on this stream, you did too, unless it's embarrassing. Because if you were here for the last stream, I definitely, put too much oil in the pot and it boiled over and almost caught the kitchen on fire. A whole fun little ordeal that I turned into a clip that's on my Instagram right now. So looking at this real quick, just to make sure we're all set. That looks fantastic, man. I'm really happy with how this all came out with. I just want to point out, thanks to you all who support the Patreon and the YouTube memberships. I was able to buy this wireless video transmitter instead of having to run a ton of cable all around and tape it down every day. Now, granted, it's not expensive, but it's working. So thank you all. Like, I put all your money back into the show. It's not just the ingredients and gear. It's also like, it's usually like cleaning supplies, really, like getting, well, now I have dish rags and stuff like that, but like cleaning solutions, dish detergent, all that stuff like that. So well, that's usually the bulk of my costs, and $12 beef. So now we're just gonna just wait because we gotta wait for the pork to finish doing this thing. So now I can just talk to you all for 3 minutes while we get ready to take care of this. I've got some water boiling here, and actually I'm gonna put a little bit more water in there because it's been boiling for a long time. I actually started boiling it before I went live because I thought it was gonna take longer to start boiling, and it did not. Man, I was doing my research on like why does nobody do cooking streams, and I guess it's just like I know Babish did some. I don't think he particularly liked it, but I think because it maybe overstimulated him, which is fair. It is a lot going on here. And then the ones that I did see when I was doing my research, like I went on Twitch just seeing what people were doing, but it was just a lot of just cooking and not talking. Which I guess maybe it was supposed to be ASMR, but there was just like no interaction, no stuff. And like, I really want to take this to like shenanigan levels, making it super entertaining while being informative. Infotainment, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. So I'm hoping to kind of take this into something. I mean, who knows if this will grow or not, but I like to be able to just have a good time with you all. And what up, Cthulhu? Hey man, I'm glad you're able to catch this as well. It told me that this time on Fridays is the best time to go live, which I believe to be true because I know Jacob and Bruce and Lawrence are live right now. And then all like people at A&P that I work for are live right now. So it seems like a good day to go live. I'm gonna try to keep it stuck to Friday evenings and just doing dinners and just kicking it with you all, because typically Saturdays is when I shoot the more cinematic versions of the recipes. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing slushies. Alcoholic slushies, because I have one more sponsor that just sent me a slushie machine that I'm really excited to try out. Just so you know, I do turn down sponsors. I don't just take everything. But when they said, "Do you want a slushie machine? Can you just give us an honest review?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" I've been wanting to do that. So I'm gonna be shooting that tomorrow, and then I'll probably come out next week or something like that. But this is here today. First of the month. Rinse due. God, rinse due. Sheesh. All right, that's gonna come back up to a boil. 40 seconds. Let's go ahead and get out something that doesn't look ghetto. Actually, I don't think I have that option. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We'll put some paper towels down. As much as it pains me to do this, I really have a hard time doing this. This is a step that we cannot skip. We need to pat our pork belly dry. The reason I don't like doing that because my brain says, there goes, oh damn it, there goes all the flavor, which is not the case, but I just hate visually seeing that. But we have to pat it dry because we want this to crisp up. If we don't, it's not going to crisp up, and that's just the reality that we're gonna have to live with. Yep. There we go, that is done. Renewed your lease for the next year yesterday. Your rent went down? How? How? I live in a crazy state because like, it's guaranteed to go up 3, 5, 10%. And the thing is like, they don't even put like a new coat of paint on it or nothing. They just do it. They say, oh, the market dictates that. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You just ask the person next door, hey, what you charging? I'm charging this. All right, well, I'm gonna charge that. That's it. The market doesn't dictate it. You're just making numbers up. I'm jealous. I'm extremely jealous. Listen, California is truly going to shit. And I hate to say that because I love this state, but man, it is, something's gonna break and I don't know what it is. Like, I think of all the people who live in like the Bay, and I'm just like, yo, how can you afford to be in the Bay if you, like San Francisco, if you don't invent Google, you know? Like, where do the people who work at McDonald's live? That's in San Francisco. I don't know. But LA is creeping up there. Affordable rent is going out of the way. All right, so go to view 2. We're going to place our wonderful pork belly that's been marinated just on some paper towels. And we don't have to get aggressive with patting this down, but we definitely need to do this because we want this to crisp up. That is what's going to make this extra special. So I'm not going to go crazy for my own mental health, but we're going to do this. All right, so it's already down one side on the paper towel, so that's getting dried up. And we're just gonna hit it like that. Just lightly pat it. As you can see, it's still, color's still changed, so there's flavor in there. Even if it's just mostly surface level. Again, you can go full 30 minutes if you want to, but we're just gonna stick with this today. All right. California, yes, man, I love living here. I love living in California. Oh, just confess I'm a murderer. I love living in California. It's hard for me to see myself living other places, but I'm starting to think about it. Starting to think about it as a 40-year-old who's trying to figure out what to do with my retirement whenever I get there. All right, we're gonna go to the new camera view, which is number 3. So something we're about to do here different from what you may have been doing with your bacon. I'm talking funny. We're gonna start in a cold pan. We're going to lay our pork belly down in, yes, a cold pan. Doesn't have to be stainless steel. And the reason we're doing that is, again, we want this to crisp up, but two, I want to render out some of this fat. And if it starts in a cold pan, we can render out more pork fat. And that fat is going to be what we use later for our other things, like our shallots, and the garlic and the sauce, and just general all over flavor. Like, we don't have to use olive oil or avocado oil or whatever oil. We can just use the natural flavors that come out of this. So, starting that, and we're gonna go low. We're gonna go like my thing goes up to, my thing goes from off to high, with 8 being the last number. So I'm gonna put this at a 2, especially because in stainless steel, it tends to get a little bit hotter. And we're just gonna let that sit in there for probably a total of 10 minutes. Just kind of depends on your burner. Like with gas, I love gas because you can flame up, flame down, really easy. I grew up on electric, so I know how slow and agonizing that can be. Electric for me is more difficult to cook on when you're doing a lot of things. Because you have to wait so much for that temperature to go up and down versus the flame is doing all the business here. So yeah, we're gonna let this go about 5 minutes on one side, and then we're gonna flip it, and then we're going to do it on the other side. I don't know what I paid for this. Let's see, what did I pay for this? $13.09. Yeah, your price is right. You nailed it. $13.09. But yeah, for pork belly like this, totally worth it. But again, ground pork. If you're looking for an affordable protein for just everyday cooking, spaghetti, whatever, like ground pork, oftentimes it's 90-10 already, so it's lean, it's full of a lot of flavor. And again, $4.99, $5.99, maybe max for a pound. So highly recommend that. While we wait for this to do its thing, let me also set a timer, even though it's not really gonna matter. We're gonna go off of visual cues. I wanted to go over a few other things that we're adding to this. So we're gonna definitely keep our pasta water. We don't want that to go to waste. That's gonna help kind of emulsify and make everything creamy and dreamy. So don't just go to the sink and drain everything out when you're done boiling your pasta. And I think when we flip, because I want this all finished around the same time. I think when we go to flip the pork belly, so we're gonna drop our bucatini in there. If there's any Italian people of Italian descent, I'm not gonna break the noodles. I promise. I'm gonna put them in their hole. But if you at home want to do that, you can. We're going to, this is something I wanna show you all. So it's not necessarily required, but Thai basil. Thai basil is really, really good. It is slightly different from regular basil in that it's a little, obviously the leaves are smaller. It's got a little bit of a spiciness to it that's really, really awesome. You can use regular basil. It'll be just fine, but this just adds something special. So if you can get your hands on some Italian basil, I'm reading the chat. If you can get your hands on some Thai basil, absolutely go for it, but otherwise regular basil is fine. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, so one thing we're using today that I'm really excited to use, even though I've used it all the time, some chili crisp. If you're not up on chili crisp yet, everything about this is amazing. The oil is delicious. We're gonna brush that on our pork belly during the plating just to kind of give it some shine. And then also the crisp part is a great texture, tons of flavor. Like, again, this is one of those recipes where you gotta try hard to make it suck. I mean, I guess you could like not salt it enough or whatever, but like all this and the gochujang, I can talk, and the pork belly alone are just gonna be so much amazing flavor. So we're using some chili crisp, which is awesome. And then as far as everything else goes, I mean, pretty straightforward. We are gonna add a little bit more rice wine vinegar in there later at the end. We've used our miso paste. We've got some leftover ginger. I should do something with this. Hey, let's toss out some recipes. What should I make with my leftover ingredients? I've got a lot of ginger, a good amount of ginger. I've got plenty of gochujang left, some miso paste, chili crisp, lime juice. I've got a lot of things here. I'm kind of curious what you all would do as we go back over to our bacon. Nothing's really happening right now, but I'm gonna crank it just a little bit higher. Oh, now I see some fat rendering out. You'll see in a second, actually, between these two, fat's just starting to render out. So that's good. That's what we want. That's what we want. Yes, it has an anise-like flavor. Look at you. Oh, y'all be knowing y'all culinary things, man. I don't know why y'all listen to me. I should be listening to y'all. We should be doing everything that you do. Ooh, making hummus with gochujang. Ooh, enhanced instant ramen. Yeah, now man, I wish it was cold outside. I mean, yeah, I'm eating spicy things today on a hot day, but like ramen, man, ramen is like that first cold day in LA, I already know the ramen spot I'm going to. I want to do a ramen recipe for Poor Choices. It's just such a long process. Like the broth alone is like 24 hours, sometimes longer than that. And then like if you want to put meats in it, like the pork, that's another long process. It is worth it. It's really, really worth it. But you know, it's just sometimes I get tired filming. Like however long it takes to make a recipe, double it, maybe almost triple it for the amount of time it takes to film it. Because it's just moving the cameras, trying to get all the right angles, trying to make sure because you have to tell a story when you're doing this as well as inform people and stuff. So it's just a whole big deal. Star Anise, did I say that right? Have I been saying it wrong all the time? Hey, what up, fish? Yeah. As I said at the top of this, like going live, there's like a rush of anxiety leading all the way up to this. And then right once it starts going and the first person says something, then it's like, all right, well, cool, here we are. As big of an attention whore as I am, this is still like, it's getting to this point is really, really hard. But now that we're in it, it's like, all right, let's see it through. And then once this is done, like I crash. Like I crash hard. And for those of you who don't know, like I've been working with A&P for the last year. So that's like Kai Sanat, Agent Zero, a couple other people. Let me say a couple other people. Duke Dennis, Chris Next Door, I'm Davis, Phantom. And they stream all the time. And they go hours and hours. And I'm just like, man, I don't know how y'all do it because it's exhausting. Extremely exhausting. Ain't this joke. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the hard part about chat is like setting yourself up for something and then like being like, wait, what? All right, let's check on our pork. That was 5 minutes, but I think we're gonna definitely need more than that. Let's go to it. But as you can see, our fat is starting to render out. If you look at the edges of our pork belly, and this is exactly what we want. So I'm gonna take a little peek at it just to see. Let's see how we're looking on this side. I don't think we're anywhere close. Come on, John. Yeah, no, we're not there. So we want that to crisp up. And with this being significantly thicker than bacon, obviously, we need to let this cook because you don't want to bite into like raw pork or anything like that. So we're off to a good place. I'm actually gonna give it another 5 minutes. Let's say we start there. And it is a muscle, which is why I'm trying to force myself to do this more because I see streaming differently now. I used to be like, oh man, I could never play a video game for 8 hours. I barely play a video game for 2 hours. That's when I'm really into it. And also I'm not that great at video games. So what are people watching? But now this new, sorry guys, stuffy, new generation of streamers, like it's like, they're doing so much stuff. Like the IRL stuff is really dope. Like just leaving the house and going places and doing things. I'm like, man, this is my speed. Like this is where I can get into like my brain of creativity and comedy and stuff like that. So now I want to start exploring this more. And trust me, I'm going to take this cooking stream and do way more with it than I've seen other people doing it, even if no one watches it. And bald, no, I got hair, I got plenty of hair. I just cut the locks off. I just need to change. Because here's the thing, my hair is fine. Even though I was able to lock my hair is fine, and it was not good for my scalp, the weight of the locks. And it also took a lot longer to style my locks. The irony is locks, the whole purpose of it is it's just like a kind of a wake up and go, throw a little moisturizer in it, and you can just do whatever you want. But because my hair was so fine, it just took a lot more to get it to a presentable place. daily, and then just like, yeah, my scalp just didn't need it. So I wanted to change. Now I'm just gonna grow my hair out as much as I can, see where it's still growing strong, maybe where it's not, and then see. So maybe a year from now I'm rocking a big ass fro, or maybe I'm just keeping it this low. But yeah, my scalp was telling me like it's time to go. It was red, it was itching like crazy, and like, you know, locks, like you can't wash it as often as I can with this. Like this I can wash weekly. With my locks I had, you know, maybe once a month, because you want that hair to, I mean, that's part of the locking process, to kind of mat up. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. 7 years? No, I had my locks for like 4 years, but I had really long hair for like 7 or 8 years. And it feels good. I love just going to sleep at night, not having to wrap my head up in a bonnet or whatever I have ready, silk cap. It's awesome. It does take a little bit longer to style this in the morning, though, I will say that, but it's not as tedious as the locks were, if that makes any sense. All right, we got some sizzling going on here. Not to be confused with Sizzler, which is gross. Sorry if that's your favorite place. But yeah, cold pan, as you can see, the fat's rendering out. I think we're gonna have just the perfect amount of fat. This still has 2 minutes I wanna give it before we flip it and see if it's crisped up. And then we'll give the other side same amount of time, 5-7 minutes. We'll take it off. Once I flip this, hopefully I remember to do this, we're gonna also throw our bucatini, our pasta, in the water. Because ideally, this is probably gonna take, what is this? What's the package say? 9 to 11 minutes, so I'm gonna give it the full 11. And then we'll pull that out, then we'll start building our sauce, and then we'll combine everything together. We should be done no time soon. Sorry, guys. So one thing about being 40, if you're not there yet, is indigestion and heartburn, whew, is a doozy. And I'm not doing myself any favors by having spicy foods. I had spicy food this morning, and having drinks. So apologies if I cough or have a coughing fit. I'm gonna do better and get antacids and all those things like that in my body. And now while we wait on this, I have a question. Questions you've probably shocked to hear me say, because you've never heard me talk about stuff like this in a Funhouse video. What do y'all think about Superman? Just curious. What are your thoughts on Superman? If you had to stop, if you had a chance to watch it yet. No spoilers, but just your overall thoughts. Yeah, Fish, like I'm cutting down my drinking significantly because like the cough is annoying, the heartburn, indigestion, it's just not fun. I still will enjoy a glass of wine here and there, but obviously my days of getting trashed on Poor Choices Kitchen are behind me. Except I'm probably pretty sure there's gonna be a live where like, you know, I bring Ryan or somebody on and we're just getting hammered with beers and whatnot. 12 seconds. All right, we're about to get ready to flip this over. Thoughts on Superman? I'll go first. I've never really liked any of the Superman movies. I've always thought he's boring. Even though I like Superman in real life, in a say, like an overpowered person in real life because, wow, you're like a special human being. But as a superhero, he's always just boring to me, like, whatever. But this one I actually did enjoy. I appreciated the humor, the tone in it. I won't watch it again. Not that's a bad thing. Like it's not like what is it? Endgame, where I watched it a bazillion times, or Dark Knight, or anything like that. But like I would watch a Superman 2 if it was the same tone. That's my feeling about it. So I did enjoy it way more than the other Supermans. Yeah, being wholesome, campy, silly, and serious. Like, yeah, I think you nailed it. You said it way more eloquent than I did, as I was trying to hold back a cough. Yeah, I gotta get Armando back on here because me and him actually did get really trashed because the Bidia, you know, we spent like 3 hours making that, and that was 3 hours of drinking. All right, we're gonna flip this over. Not quite ready. Not quite, but getting there. Definitely getting there. See, that one's pretty close. So I think what I'm gonna do, slide everything over. Now this definitely does not look sexy right now, I will tell you that. I'm gonna slide everything over because clearly this is the hot part of the pan, and I think I'm gonna just slide that over some. So that's one thing about cooking that I think doesn't get said enough, and some of you might be thinking like, oh, this is common sense, but it's never really time. Like, don't ever just be like, 10 minutes, done, time to serve it. Like, and I think recipes need to do a better job of saying like, this is exactly what you're looking for. Like, I want this to be a lot more crispy on that side. And in a case like this, where like some of it was crisping up faster than the others, that's why I rearranged everything around. But that's just kind of like, now this is probably gonna take, oh wait, no, I didn't flip it yet. It's probably gonna take maybe like another 5 or so to get to where I think. And then the other side, I might crank the heat up just a little bit. Because if you look in the pan, I've got enough pork fat, the grease in here, to saute like my shallots and all the other stuff. So like, I don't need a lot. We started in the cold pan first, again, to get as much rendered fat out of it, but now I think we're good. So we're gonna give that, you know, I said 5, but probably more like 3. And then we'll flip it, finally, throw the bucatini in. I'm saying all this out loud for myself because I will forget all of this, even though I've made this recipe before. Peaches help with heartburn. I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm going to, someone who's trying to keep fruit in their house on the regular more, I'm definitely going to look into that. I might go get some peaches after this stream because it's still pretty early here in Los Angeles. I'd like to touch on some of the problems with him just injecting himself into the world's issues. True, Superman is tough. I like to show him getting beat up because that is interesting. Yeah. I think one of the reasons why I've never been a huge fan of Superman is just like, I mean, his weakness is just kryptonite. Like, and it's never been presented in an interesting way. Like, I don't know, maybe Lois gets into crystals and she accidentally gets some kryptonite, and that's what's been making Superman weak without him knowing the entire time. Ooh, burping. But I don't know, like it's just that. And Clark Kent is a dork, he's boring. Although I did like Kill Bill's kind of interpretation, like, oh, Clark Kent is Superman's perception of human beings, which is just weak and feeble-minded and whatnot. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But I think just the presentation of Superman has always been very just bleh. Just bleh. And I haven't seen Fantastic Four, but I think that's part of Fantastic Four's problem too, is just they're just a good, wholesome family. And I guess we want to see superheroes with problems. Well, we got Superman and Spider-Man for that. I don't know. I'm not like a deep cinema geek. Like, I either like a movie or I don't like it, and oftentimes I can't really express what I liked about it, but I can say compared to the other Supermans, I did really like this one. I'm sure if I got Ryan on here, he could tell me a billion things about what he liked and what he didn't like, or even Elise and James and all of them. Patrick for sure, Charlotte for sure, but like, it was cool. I got to eat popcorn, had some nachos, there was a bar, had a good time. Had a really good time. Yeah, like, so like, it's funny with OP characters. Like, so I'm a fan of like Shaq in real life, Shaquille O'Neal, because he's OP in basketball. He's an unstoppable force at his peak. Same thing with LeBron. Same thing with like so many people who are just OP in real life is fascinating to me because like you really are like a real life mutant. But then when it's these fictional characters, I for some reason don't like it. And like even John Wick is OP, but John Wick got some demons that we get to kind of see, and also there's the lore of the underworld around it. So, let me make sure. Oh, hey, my couch is here. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get my couch, and then we're going to finish. Y'all, That man was dying. That like the couch is here, but he was just sitting there just like this, breathing mad hard, and he was like, I had to make sure you got it because you know where my place is pretty close to the street and it's a busy street, and I was like, I want to make sure nobody steals it. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody stealing this. This is a 100-pound package, like. And he was like, I would come in and help you because I had to get it to the second floor. I would come in and help you take it, but with liability. I was like, you've done enough. But he might still be standing outside. Ooh, I should have offered some food. All right, let's check on our pork. Now that the couch is here, I don't have to worry about that anymore. All right. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Want to flip? Yeah. That's what I want to see. Booyah. And honestly, I mean, we could crisp it up a little bit more. But I think this is fine. And now that we know how long it's been taking to do this, we're going to, I'm going to say 10 minutes, but I don't think it's going to actually take 10 minutes. I'm going to wait like about 5 or so, and then we're going to drop our bucatini in, because again, I want to get all this finishing together. But look at that. Look at all this. This is the flavor right here. So that is our gold. Couch intermission. So where are we? Somewhere on Superman. John Wick doing all that would have been believable if he had some sort of power because he was getting lucky too much. Oh, you haven't watched all the other John Wicks? Listen, yes, there's quite a few times where John Wick literally just gets lucky. Something happens and he is able to escape. But like, it's so fun. The lore of the underground world and the assassins and the Continental and all that is really, really dope. I've read a lot of people hate how silly and over the top it is. But I'm like, but that's what it is. That's what it's meant to be. Just like the Fast and Furious franchise, it's supposed to be silly and over the top. So I dig it. I love the John Wick world. I was happy to see him in Ballerina. I would love to get a John Wick 5, but at this point, you're just, diminishing returns. But yeah, I love that movie. I can watch it anytime that TNT is running one of the marathons. I'm going to at least catch 2 of the movies. Yeah, it's male ASMR. So here's the thing with cooking with stainless steel. Not difficult. I think a lot of people, it's just learning the temperatures. That's what the hard part is. So like if a recipe says medium heat, medium low. You know what I'm saying? If it says high heat, medium, or maybe medium high, because it retains heat really fast. And also you have to oil this thing up really good for food to not stick. And then lastly, I think the reason people don't like it that often or like to use it is because it does take some effort in cleaning it. Like I'm not popping these in the dishwasher. I'm gonna go over there after the stream is done. I'm gonna scrub them down really good and get them nice and clean back up. But man, what a great sear. And that searing ability is like where a lot of flavor is, a lot of texture, just all the things that makes food really, really good. So you can get yourself some all clad. This is just all clad. I got it on sale. Like Macy's has it on sale all the time. I think this might have been like $120, which, for a pan, yes, that could be considered expensive, but it's gonna last you a lifetime. I can't talk because I'm trying to hold back these coughs. It's gonna last you a lifetime. You can hand this down to your kids, along with your cast iron pots as well. You want to rewatch all 4 weeks before seeing Ballerina? That's what I did. That's literally what I did. Absolutely worth it. Enjoyed it. So great. So good. Oh, you know what? Let me get a plate to put this on when it's done. Really, really fun time. Again, I have the ability, I'm gonna put this on here. I have the ability to shut my brain off and just enjoy a movie, not give it any type of critical thought, any type of analysis or anything, because I work in this industry. And so when I go to the movie, I don't want to feel like I'm at work. So I just be like, entertain me for the hour and a half, 2. And as long as you do that, you're good in my books. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, like for real, like Macy's does crazy sales all the time. Like just randomly, if you go on the website, it'll be like 30% off of a whole like all clad set, which is really, really dope. And there's other brands that are cheaper. I just like all clad because it is like pretty tough. This is all clad. Then I have their frying pan, and like I'm pretty good. you know? Pretty good. Let's check on our pork real fast. We're getting there with our pork belly. Oh, I can't wait to glaze that thing. It smells so good in here. Like I'm definitely catching a lot of that sesame oil, which smells awesome. I can't wait to put the sauce together. So even here now, so see, look how much fat we have in here versus earlier. Like, let me not get splattered with pork fat, but like we've got a lot here. So we're not going to need all of this, so I'm going to drain some of it off. But I want to keep a little bit in there for when we move into the next phase. In fact, speaking of, let me check something real quick. While I sip some water. I am going to see, I feel like I have to, the, it came out today, the Naked Gun, right? The newest one, with Liam Neeson. I feel like I have to see that. I was a fan of Naked Gun growing up, and so I feel like I will enjoy it. Yes? Yeah, we got to see that. Okay, so we'll keep this on low heat. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know, baby. And listen, is it going to be, campy, silly? Absolutely. But the Naked Gun has already established itself as that type of movie. So I have no problem with that. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to make that a date night. Probably won't see it tonight, but I'm going to find a way. I'll find a way soon. All right. So coming up, we got the sauce. And now that we're about 4 minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and throw this bucatini in here. So, really important. As I've messed this up plenty of times with other recipes. 8 ounces. This is a pound, so we're going to use half of this box, 8 ounces. If you say, John, no, I'm going to use all of the pasta, you're going to find yourself in a dilemma, which is you're going to have way too much pasta, not enough sauce. So 8 ounces, you don't have to actually measure it. Just do like I did. Like I just half the box. And we're just going to go ahead, pour this in here. We're not going to break it up. And we're just going to let it do its thing. Also, I forgot to salt this water, but it's not too late. Very, very important step in anytime you're making pasta. And you want to, again, salt it like it's the ocean. This is your one chance to get flavor inside your pasta. So we're gonna do like that. And this is gonna cook down in there. And 11 minutes is what it needs. So 5:42. That's when we'll take it off. Oh yeah, and Liam Neeson, like at least from the trailer I saw, like he did a great job. Like we've seen him in so many serious things. Like it's great to see this kind of like departure from his normal stuff. So it's going to be awesome. I just like Cocaine Bear. I'm not going in expecting the most brilliant piece. If it happens to be that, I'm going to be so ecstatic. But I just want to go in and have a silly good time. And I believe that's going to be delivered to me with this movie. I can't wait. I can't wait. No! Darn fly. Did y'all see that? There it is. Oh, where's my bug assault? That thing tried to attack me. Yeah, shout out to Leslie Nielsen, the OG. Actually, I need to go back and watch all the Naked Guns before I go see this one, just so I'm, up to date. If there's any references, obviously going to make their O.J. Simpson reference, but if there's references to things that I may have forgotten, that's what I need to catch up on. All right, we're going to check on this pork real fast, although I want to first, there you go, get down in there. All right, cool. All right, bucatini is submerged. Let's check on our pork. Listen to all the sounds. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's some good crisp there. I might flip this back over for this last minute. Look at that, y'all. Look at this. We did it. We crisped up a side. So I'm gonna let this go for one more minute, just on this other side, just to kind of catch up with this. But this is awesome. That's exactly what I want. For some good old plating. Oh, so there is a credit thing. I wish, so now I'm in a habit now of just like sitting like a jackass to the very end of the movie in hopes that there maybe is like an end credit scene. Usually when the scroll comes up, I'm like ready to leave. But even sometimes after that, they throw something in. I just want to know. I just want to know. I know it's a great ploy to keep people in there to see the credits because those people deserve to be recognized. Sometimes I gotta go. Sometimes I've already called the Uber. You know. I just want to know going in, which is why I don't often go see things on opening night. I wait for other people to tell me, hey, stick around for this surprise thing. All right, just getting our cream cheese out. Yes, we're putting cream cheese in this. We're going real creamy for this recipe. I couldn't tell you how many calories is in this, but it's a lot. It's a lot. If it's date night and you're making this, get everything fun out of the way first, and then do this because you're probably going to sleep. You're probably going to go to sleep. Because I'm making the food now. The fly wants to come around. All right, you going to get shot? Hold on. Stay right there. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, stream. Hold on, stream. Got it. There we go. You didn't even see me do it, did it? That was John Wick. It was literally John Wick there. All right. All right. Now that, my house guest is dead, let's get back to the fun part. I wish y'all could have seen me get it from over there. I should have came back this way. But yeah, the fly's dead. I'm not sure how many people have been sinners, which is amazing, but yes. Yeah. I enjoyed Sinners. I didn't really know what I was getting into. Like, that was the funny thing about Sinners is I had no idea what the movie was about. People were just like, yo, it's really good, go see it. And I think I prefer that because I don't want my expectations set before I get there. We're just taking this pork off. Let me not be a savage. Hold on one second. So I didn't know what to expect, and I thought that was a great way to kind of go into the movie. All right, just want to check. Yeah, I think we're good here. So I'm just putting this onto a plate, paper towel, just so it can drain a little bit. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely make sure this is the presentation side. And one more, yeah. All right, we've got our poke done. We're gonna keep this low. I'm going to strain some of this. Hold on. I'm gonna strain some of this out into here. We don't need all of this. We just need some. And so I could wipe this out. I might try to like deglaze it or something like that. If you get like a lot of like burnt stuff already, and you're worried about it getting worked into your sauce, you can absolutely, drain all this pork fat out and then clean it real quick, pop it back in. That's perfect. So I might just do that. Let me see if I can scrape any of this up real quick. Let's see. Oh, your mom loved old school blues. I wonder, I don't know if my parents were really into blues like that. They're more into jazz. But that's dope, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan getting his Eddie Murphy on. All right, so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to deglaze this. All deglazing does is just lifts the fond and things up. Normally, this would be a great time to, do alcohol, but I'm not. And all we're doing here, I'm just scraping up all this off the bottom. And this is really flavor, so I might keep some of this, but I like the big bits that I know are burnt, I don't want in here anymore. So you see how like now the bottom is a lot cleaner? That's deglazing. We just did it with water. Sometimes you do it with chicken broth. You could do it with wine. I thought about doing it with wine. But this is just how we did it. Just that easy. All right. In the interest of time, I am just going to let this go. All right. So our pat's back. Oh, there's another fly in here. Or did I not get it? So here's the thing about where I live. If you open the door for more than like 5 seconds, like there's so many flies, just because again, I'm like right off of Main Street where there's just a lot of foot traffic and a lot of unfortunate trash. Like flies get in, and that's why I bought the bug assault, because I was tired of trying to swat them and whatnot. So I'm going to kill it. Maybe it'll be on here, but I'm going to get it because I don't want anybody to think I'm filthy just because we got flies. All right, so our pan's back on. Our bucatini still has about 4 minutes left, so that's fine because we're going to go ahead, pop some of this pork fat in here. A little bit more. We don't need a ton. I'm gonna pop this over here where it can't hurt nobody. And then we're gonna throw in, hey, appreciate it. Just so if you wanna see it in the thing, that's the camera rig thing. This thing was like $100 on Amazon. And man, it has changed so much stuff for me. Everyone thinks it's very expensive. I'm like, no, I mean, I guess 100 is expensive if you don't have 100, but like, it's totally affordable for all your arts and crafts. So we're gonna throw in our shallots into our pan. This pan is still over kind of a low heat, but I'm gonna pump it up to just under medium. And again, I'm doing this on stainless steel, so I have to cook at a little bit of a lower temp on my oven because it retains heat really well. So we're gonna pop our shallots in. And then we always want to season in layers. There's a little pinch of salt on it. Not a lot, but it's going to help add just more flavors. Oftentimes, if you have a recipe, if it smells really good, but then you go eat it and it doesn't taste good, or like it should smell, or it doesn't taste as good as it smells, salt. It's just salt. Salt enhances flavors, and it's most of the time what you need. So just a little FYI there. And so that's why we're doing little bits of salt here and there whenever we can. We've got it in our pasta water. We've got it on these, obviously in the pork. Pork, it just inherently has a saltiness to it. We will be shaving some Parmesan on later, so there's a little bit of saltiness there. So yeah. And then we'll still probably need to adjust. We don't want to get heavy-handed with it because once you put it in, you can't take it out. But pinches here and there are going to make a huge difference in your overall dish. Let's see. You have a stove with different size heaters. Hey, so do I. How would you manage the relative heat scales of low versus medium versus high when working with small versus large elements? So with this stove, this pot right here is on the power burner. It's the biggest burner and it's great for boiling water really fast. Excuse me. I've got a smaller burner back here for simmering. So once I'm done with something I need to keep warm. Actually, is it this one? Or is it this one? This one on this side, right just beyond here. That one is for keeping things warm. Like even if you crank it all the way up high, it's not going to do much, but just keep it really warm. This burner right here that I have on is just like my main burner. And then there's another burner back here that is not as strong as this one, but it's still pretty powerful. And so, sometimes you have to kind of play around with things, moving things on and off. It gets kind of crazy, but the more you become familiar with the recipe, the easier it becomes to kind of juggle all of that. So that's just my advice, is just know which one does what. Your most powerful one is great for boiling water, and then you should have a second power one. That's your main cooking one, and then it should be a warm. And then, like a second to most powerful one. And then, that's me working with the gas stove. So if you're working with an electric one, all the eyes may be the same, or they may be different. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, as far as the glaze, probably white wine, a dry white wine, if I was going to glaze with alcohol. In that case, I would have kept the liquid in there, but because I just did water and I just wanted to get the burnt parts out, I wasn't too worried about it. But I think a white wine would be way better for this deglazing wine. Okay. We've got the shallots in, a little bit more water. Can't wait to go get some peaches so I can solve all this. We're gonna go ahead and put our garlic in now. I think you have to try pretty hard or be cooking at a ridiculous heat to burn your garlic. I've just never burned my garlic, and let me knock on wood that I don't do it today. Because they always say, oh, you only want to do it for like 30 seconds so it doesn't burn. You just want to get it so it's fragrant. But I've never burned it. But I do know people who just have a really hard time getting a feel for heat and how hot things are. So having said all that, we started our shallots first so they could go ahead and get some color. And then we added our garlic in. We are just going to kind of give them 30 seconds. Let's see, what's our next step? Don't worry, it's secure. The overhead rig is secure. Actually, so funny enough, this camera right here, I'm probably gonna swap with this one because this is a cheaper camera. I literally just got this camera today. This is part of just like a stream setup. I wish I could show you all. But this camera here is probably gonna get swapped with that one because it's smaller, significantly smaller. And if something were to happen to it, I wouldn't be butthurt at all. But for the past, I've been using this one. I'm retiring my old cinema camera that I've had for over 10 years now. So that's why I've been buying all these new cameras. But this right here is safe. I'm not gonna jinx myself, but it's safe. Let's see, all right. We're going to stir in our gochujang mixture. So this was, just going back to here. This is our gochujang, our soy sauce, and our honey. And we're just gonna let this cook for about, I don't know, a minute or so. I'm gonna stir it, obviously. We're kind of just toasting it, waking up flavors and whatnot. And you're gonna smell it right away, like, oh, it smells so good. And again, 30 seconds, up. Our bucatini is definitely done. Let's go ahead and pop that out into something. Hopefully I didn't ruin the bucatini. All right, let's see. For this, oh yeah, no, it's fine. Right, we're gonna take our bucatini out, put it into a bowl with whatever pasta water is with it. So I probably overcooked this by like a minute, but it's fine. And don't throw this pasta water that's in here out because we still may need more of it. All right. So there is that. So this is off. I love saying there is that and this is this. Sorry, going back to my notes. Let's go back to our dish. Then we're gonna reduce our heat back again to low. We're gonna start on our cream. First, our cream. This is the hard part about the cooking stream is like, when I'm doing this just like on my own, no one's here, I'm just doing a test cook, it's so much smoother because obviously I don't have to talk or entertain or anything. This I have to like constantly keep checking back and forth on so many different things. It's not a complaint, I'm just like, John, don't be an amateur. All right, so our cream's in there. Now I want to go in with a little bit of cream cheese. We're gonna go in with about, I want to say like 2 tablespoons. Sorry, just so you're not looking at an empty thing. We're going about 2 tablespoons. I think I upped this from last time because I want it a little bit more creamier. So we're going about 2 tablespoons. That feels about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more, because again, I want it more creamy. Okay, we've got our cream in there. This is room temperature cream cheese, so it's just going to melt in here a little bit easier. And then we're also going to add, I'm just going to let that kind of residual heat do its thing. I'm going to add in a little bit of pasta water too while it's still hot. Still a noodle or two down here. I'm not wasting our noodles. Sorry, y'all. I don't like food going to waste. irks me. So I've got like a little 1/4 cup here of just our pasta water. Just gonna add that in. Didn't even really add the whole 1/4 cup in. I'm gonna add a little bit of pasta water to our cooked pasta as well, just to keep it hydrated. Hey, appreciate you, Jake. I believe you are my, I don't know if you're my first thing, because I didn't go back in the last, now I gotta go back in the last stream because I feel like an asshole if I miss somebody's donation, but thank you so much. It is the first of the month and that is definitely gonna go towards rent. No, I appreciate you. And if you're wondering, yes, so my initial concern was this overheating, being so close to it, but doesn't budge at all. I don't have high flames going on. Like for this recipe, like I haven't had a hot pan going, but if I do poor choices where like I'm doing like steak and I have it hot, I will have this raised up higher because there's also a lot of splatter and smoke. That's usually when I'll use my side rig for those high heat shots. So I've thought about this and I appreciate your concern. These are all things that I am risking every single time, but the one thing I definitely do is I make sure that this thing is fastened, and I hope no Final Destination shit happens right now where it just completely falls in here. I'm still gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna lick the camera too. None of this is going to waste at all. All right. One thing we need to do real quick is taste it. Let me make sure I hit all my notes. Cool. Okay, yeah. So we're actually gonna let this simmer just for a little bit. Let this cheese really fully melt, but I do want to taste it. The simmer is gonna help it thicken, but I just wanna see, does it need more salt? Does it need more anything in particular? Oh, that tastes amazing. Definitely needs salt. So we're gonna hit it with, again, pinch of salt. And then we're gonna hit it with some pepper. So if you're ever wondering, salt enhances flavor. So if you ever have some flavor and you really wanna take it up, salt and pepper changes it. So we're gonna freshly grind some pepper in because freshly grind is awesome. It's just a different taste from, like, you can use the kind that's already, you know, in the, I wouldn't use a fine one, I'd use a coarse one, but you can use the jarred stuff or container stuff. It's totally fine. I have a pepper grinder. We're almost there, folks. But I do want this to thicken up, and this cheese is almost melted. So this is what we're looking at right here. So we still got bits and pieces of cheese and stuff, the cream cheese, that are in here. I'm just gonna let it continue to do its thickening thing, although I'm going to taste one more time now that I did add salt. Oh yeah. That is awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because like the boiling water, like no one needed to see that. So that's why I was like, I'm just keeping it over here. But yeah, thank you for your concern. I really do appreciate that. Because obviously the last stream I did some dumb stuff, so I'm very capable of doing another dumb thing. My biggest concern was really just making sure all the batteries would last for this stream, because, you know, I mean, a normal Poor Choices Day shoot is about 2 hours. So I don't know going beyond that. Like, I don't know what the longest stream I could do without having to have everything plugged in, which, you know, I have very few outlets in my kitchen, unfortunately. So, you know, I gotta work with what I got. No, be the engineer. Let me know. Like, I wish I could show you this setup that I just engineered here. I have this monitor that's vertically mounted here. I've got my camera on a pole. I've got this broadcast monitor here for the live switching. My laptop, it's on this little cart. And when I'm done with it, I can just unplug it, wrap it up, put it in the corner. And the next time I need to stream, I just pull it back out. So no strenuous, long, lengthy setting up, setting down. At least that's the hope. The only thing I have to do is just my lights. And I'll give you all just a tour one of these days of my kitchen. But right now, everything's crazy. I have boxes everywhere because I got a lot of deliveries today. All right, what are we looking at here? I think I'm going to bring that just back up. Just the heat, because I do want it to get a simmer. Like, it's thickening up, but I think a simmer will really help this. Just get these last little chunks of the cream cheese, which is crazy because this was at room temperature for like at least an hour before we started the stream. So you would think it'd be more melty. That's the word I want to use, more melty. Oh, but it smells so good. I will say I taste, because of the marinated pork, I do taste more sesame oil in this versus last time I just used a ground pork. It was just ground pork and I just salt and peppered it and maybe threw some onion and garlic powder on it. So the marinade definitely is present in this, which is awesome. But as I said, with the toasted sesame oil, like, probably want to measure that one out. You don't want to go overboard with that because then you will taste it everywhere. But I think this is awesome. One thing I am going to add is just some rice wine vinegar. How much did I say? I have to look at all my notes from the last time. How long have we been streaming for? What? Almost 2 hours? I can't believe that. I promise you this recipe finishes in like 45 minutes. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me. What did I say? Teaspoon. I could do lime juice, but I think I'm gonna keep with the rice wine vinegar. It just kind of balances everything out. Do just a little teaspoon. I'm gonna show you that my teaspoon's probably not gonna be a teaspoon. Actually, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty good. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I know like where I'm coughing at when I cover my mouth is right where the mic is. So I need a cough button. I need a producer. I need someone to be doing all the switching for me instead of me. But hey, we're getting ready to come to the end of this. We are going to plate this and just kind of recap what we've done. But I appreciate you all rocking with me for 2 hours. I think last time was an hour and a half because I was testing things out. This time we had the couch intermission that lasted maybe all 2 minutes. Sneezing, sneezing, sneezing. Yeah, I held that in. Did you like that? I don't normally sneeze like that, but I just wanted to be over dramatic. We had a couch intermission, but now we're hitting 2. We're probably going to be maybe like another 30 minutes and we're done here. And again, shout out to you, Jake. Thank you for the 20. That's huge. That's also another reason why I want to start doing streams, because I feel like I can show you all what your money is going towards versus, you know, you're just hoping I'm not going on vacations and whatnot. What up, Nick? It's my roommate. He's on the other side and he's walking around. You can walk around. Not. Come on now. I mean, they've seen you enough times. Nick has tested this. He's tasted this before. I think he's going to really like this one. Do I have any pork skin from the pork belly? It would be good. No, this was already skinned off. But again, you can buy a whole pork belly if you want to with the skin on, and then you can crisp it up however you want. This was just easier to do. It was already just sliced, still in thick slices and whatnot, but that would be a good idea. All right, so let's get our pasta in here. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's get our bucatini in here. Again, that was 8 ounces. We didn't use the whole pack. We just did 8 ounces. And now we want to agitate this just a little bit. We still got to add one other thing in here. But I just want to I want to see how much pasta water do we need. Again, pasta water is extremely important in really any type of pasta dish that you're making. All right, so now we have that. Let's put like another 4th cup in here of pasta water. And if I were not trying to annoy the hell out of you all, I would be shaking this and doing it. It just helps agitate it and kind of help emulsify things. And that's going to give you that glossy pasta look. And then one last thing that we really going to help this. I think I wrote it as optional whenever I put in the description what the ingredients are, but don't skip this. We're gonna put some cold butter in here. We're gonna put some cold butter, about a tablespoon or 2. This is unsalted butter. emphasis on the cold though. So these be cold because it's going to help. It's going to help a lot with more of the emulsifying, but also flavor. Again, I've never worked in a restaurant, but I have talked to many people in restaurants, and they're just like, they say the same thing. Butter, salt. You want to know why your stuff at home don't taste like the restaurant? Butter and salt. And what up, my fellow Carolinian? Hey, listen. So this stream is happening because I had made some Southern chicken and rice, which you being South Carolina, right? Yeah, South Carolina. So you know chicken and rice, how it's served as a side dish, even though it's a main. I believe it's called chicken bog, and sometimes I'll put sausage in it. But that's what I actually had made because my family's getting ready to have their family reunion. And I was like, oh, let me just make this kind of, you know, take you guys to my childhood. But I am an idiot, and I did not transfer my footage and accidentally deleted it off the cards. So I have to make that recipe again. But I believe you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we got our cold butter in, unsalted. We're just whisking it around. I want it fully melted in, but man, it smells good. Again, gochujang cream pasta. Korean Alfredo is how my simple brain wants to say it. And we're going to keep agitating this. And even though I did technically overcook the pasta, I mean, I cooked it by 1 more minute than I was supposed to, it's still holding together, which I believe that's the power of the bucatini. All right, so that butter is going to continue to melt. Let me clean this up real fast so we can plate. I got a lot of things that's out here. We still got some pork belly that I will find something else to do with. Still got some drink that I will find something to do with. Problem solved. All right, I don't need this anymore. I can move all this out the way. All right, we're gonna plate this 2 different ways because I'm actually just curious how they're going to come out. One, we're gonna twirl, and then one, we're gonna swirl. What's the difference? I don't know. It's good. It's gonna kind of be like just how it looks to me. Okay, so I think we're gonna do the twirl one first. Let me see. Hey, that is a good opening. Chicken and rice, a recipe so good I made this video twice. Yes, I can leave out the part where I deleted all the footage. I am gonna make it again soon. Like, it's still in season, but it's also like a Thanksgiving staple, a holiday staple. So like I could make it again at the end of the year, but man, just a cookout in the South, or not a cookout, like a family reunion in the South, you're bound to see that. I might add a little bit more pasta water to this, just because I want some good gloss. But then I think we are solid. Oh yeah, all those squishy sounds. Okay, let's do this and get ready to get up on out of here. So, how do I want to do this? Oh, here we go. Let's go back to camera 2. We haven't been here for a while. So, I've got a plate. And I'm going to put my hot pan here. Or maybe, no, you can see it. I was make sure you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so I've got, you can use tongs. I've got this little device here. It's probably like $2 on Amazon. It just makes the swirling and getting the pasta together much easier, but it's not necessary. So all I'm gonna do is get this in here. I'm gonna lift up a little bit, and I'm gonna start turning. Now I don't necessarily want to squeeze the tongs because I want to be able to, when I get on the plate, squeeze it and pull out. Yes, pull out. We're gonna make those jokes today. And we just keep twirling until we've got everything controlled. right. Everything's not quite controlled yet. Everything's falling off. We might have to start back over. Yep, we're gonna start back over, y'all. I literally go through this all the time. All right, so we're gonna squeeze just to get it up. Twirl. It's on there a lot better now. And then it's supposed to look pretty. Not necessarily the prettiest. But something you can do for the gram that I always do, because you know, you eat with your eyes. Take a little paper towel, and we're just going to get the slop. I just push the slop in towards this. So with here, a little bit there. I just push it all in towards it. If this was a Michelin star restaurant, I'd probably be my last day, but luckily it is not. And again, the more you can get it looking like a nest, or just a twirled up nest, is the better. Now I want to take our pork belly, this delicious pork belly that we have here, and I could, what do y'all think? Should I just lay it on top like that and just be hood as hell? Or should I cut it up? I should probably cut it up, huh? This is just a slab. I'm gonna cut it up like civilized folk. And then, let's see, maybe something like this, and then that, and then this. That. Okay. And we're going to hit it with, we're not done yet. I'm going to actually save that Thai basil. Coming in with our chili crisp.
That's my favorite part.
This is going to be everybody's favorite part. Where did I put my fancy spoon at? So this is just a gravy spoon, but it's going to be really helpful for here. So I'm gonna first break up this chili crisp. Every jar of chili crisp is different. This one requires a little breaking up of, as I make a mess. And so we're just gonna drizzle that on top. Let it do whatever it wants to do. Let me, got a little drip going on. Got a little drip. Take care of that. Optional if you want to, you can put some sesame seeds on here. I might just do like a little sprinkle of it. Just more crunch, but also just different color. You can plate this how you want. And now, got a little sesame seed on there. I want to use, again, this Thai basil. Regular basil is fine, but Thai basil, get out of here, fly. Thai basil is really good. You see what that fly just tried to do, y'all? I will power bomb that thing through this table if he comes back over here. So I'm gonna take some of this little Thai basil here. Just little tiny basil leaves. Do something like that on top, just for some contrast and color. But we're also gonna put a few more around here because this actually is really good. It's really, really good. It's not just unnecessary garnish, it's some amazing flavor. Oh my God, fly. I see you in my peripheral, and I swear, I will send you back to the Stone Age.
Don't mind me if you see my hands.
Hey everybody, look at Nick. All right, let's see. Let's do one more here. Very intentional with this just because I need these pictures for, like, obviously thumbnails and whatnot. And last but not least, we got some Parmesan. We're just gonna grate some over the top. We don't need a lot, just a little bit. What is an Alfredo without any Parmesan? And if everything's piping hot still, should melt right in there. So that is, honestly, I'm cool with this plating. I don't need to do another one. Yeah, I don't really need to do another one. This is our bucatini, our pork belly, with the chili crisp, our gochujang cream sauce. Let's see, can I zoom in on it? Let's see if I can zoom in on it without breaking all this. Look at that, 2 hours just for us to get here. All right, I'm gonna zoom in on this because at this point, oh, damn, that's really? Oh yeah, because this lens, it doesn't go in that far. Let me see something real fast. Don't mind me if I break the stream. There we go. How about that? Huh? How's that look? And that is our meal. See, ours. We made this together. You, me, Nick, we all made the fly, the one that's alive and the dead fly that I need to retrieve its body. There it is. Get away from me. Get away from my pork. Sorry, I'm really possessive over my food. Let me just do this real fast. Grumble, grumble, grumble. We made this together, y'all. Fancy. Damn fly. Heard me talking trash. Really, really fancy. Thank you all for tuning in to this live stream, my second one. I think it's a pretty good setup. I dig this. A few other things I could do to improve this, but you know, let's go back to this. Hold on. This is where I need a picture. A few other things I definitely want to do to improve upon on this stream. This was really fun. Like I had a good time with y'all. Again, thank you, Jake, for the $20 donation. Like that's definitely going to go far into the next recipe. I think the next recipe is going to be ceviche after I do this slushy video tomorrow. But this is the recipe. I've got to take some pictures of it. I will, real quickly, with my plastic fork, eat one of these just to make sure that I'm not fooling myself and that first time was an anomaly. And it wasn't. Oh man, there's no right to be that good. Speechless. I'm also really hungry. Hey, this is Poor Choices Kitchen. We have a Patreon linked somewhere soon if you're watching this on the VOD. But there is a Patreon for Poor Choices Kitchen. $1 a month is all we ask for to pay for recipes in these here inflated times. It's not just the recipes, it's the equipment, it's the cleaning supplies, and just overall utilities that have to get used to make all this stuff. There's also YouTube memberships. I do believe, thank you for the suggestion of doing some cook-alongs in real time. Like, this is not the stream, but like this in real time, 30, 45 minutes, just talking to you guys, put it behind a paywall for, I don't know, whatever the $1.99, I think, or $2.99, I think YouTube is making me charge for memberships right now. Something to give you all something that you're not just, again, throwing your money into the wind and feeling like you're getting nothing in return, because all these dollars count these days. So I think that is it for me. I'm going to bathe myself in this bucatini. I look forward to seeing you all again next week for the next video. And until then, peace. Here's the awkward part because I don't have a button that just ends the live. I usually got to see my face as I get ready to hit this end the live button. All right.
Such an awkward ending.
I think I'm still live. I don't know if I am. Are we still live? Who knows? I said no. I think we're still live. Here we go.